You've learned your spiral wraps. What comes next? Drex here from Drex Factor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. And today, we're going to talk about what comes next after you learn those amazing spiral wraps. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow DNA, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Juggling Calling, Pyroterra Light Toys, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. And a special thanks to the first non-business friend of the channel, Johnny Howard. Thanks so much for your support, Johnny. So we all know this story. You learn a new poi trick and, you can see the next challenge coming down the road, but you spent all this time and energy learning this trick. Isn't there something you can do with that knowledge right now? And that's what that series is all about, giving you the low-hanging fruit once you have learned any particular poi trick that gives you just a couple more things you can throw in your toolbox, and sometimes setting you up for some cool new things down the road too. Usually it's somewhere between a tutorial and a combo. It's what comes next. And this particular episode is going to be all about spiral wraps. Yes, that one trick that I do exhaustively. And spoilers, this did not come as a request from anybody. I was actually working on a completely different video and realized that the material that I had pulled together for it, well, quite frankly, was kind of perfect for this format. And I had a moment of oh, yeah, I already have a series of videos that does that. So how about we throw it that way instead? So let's take a look at some options for spiral wrap, shall we? First up, there is using a spiral wrap as a suspension. Those of you who are really familiar with my poi dance work know that one of my pet peeves about trying to integrate modern dance and poi is that while modern dance has suspensions, that is moments when your body can stop moving, the poi kind of has to keep moving or else it just kind of falls. Now, when you do spiral wraps, you're in that rare position where you can stop the poi from moving just as your body does. And this is super helpful, especially if you've really gotten down that motion that comes from the snap of coming back out of it and everything. That's a thing in performances that you can really use to draw out the tension in what you're doing and make the audience anticipate what's about to happen. To say nothing of the fact that in many cases with poi, we're in a position where the body's barely moving and the poi are. So being able to reverse that convention, say stopping the poi from moving and moving your body a little bit before you get the poi swinging once again, hey, I think there's some cool things that can come out of that. But if keeping the poi in motion is more your speed, well, I've got an option for you there too. That's right, you can use that spiral wrap to change planes. We can go from a horizontal to a vertical plane as much as we want to, back and forth. This is a fun one because it's really unexpected. I remember the first time that I noticed Marvin Ong doing this back in the day and kind of having an aha moment that, oh, that's right, that's another way that you can plane change aside from stalls and pendulums and everything. So it was really good being able to add another ingredient into that mix. I will also say, as somebody who is a fan of plane changing in general, this is kind of a great gateway into that world. And it must be said, a lot of people first learn their spiral wraps on a horizontal plane. So going back and forth between those horizontal and vertical planes sure seems like a good fit now, doesn't it? And hey, even better, you can put together both this and the suspensions that we talked about in the first section and create entire combos that are geared around stopping the poi and getting them moving again in a different plane. Isn't that something? So before I show you my final pick for what comes next after you learn spiral wraps, I do have a little favor to ask, and that is if you like this video and if you like my content in general, if you like my tutorials, my combo tutorials, my vlogs, what comes next, etc., my flow sessions, please consider subscribing to my channel. That way you will know first when a new video comes out. And I would appreciate it because it also helps my channel grow. And now, my number one pick for what comes next after you learn spiral wraps? The infinite spiral wrap. This used to be such a big deal back in the day. Okay, so what's going on here? So this is usually performed by allowing a small length of each tether to get trapped in between your arms as you're going into the normal position for a spiral wrap. This is really crucial because if you shorten up the tethers just a hair as you're going into that spiral wrap, it means that you can bounce very, very quickly back and forth between those different positions with the poi completely wrapped around your wrists. This is a trick that's been made famous by everybody from Yuta to Thomas Nevesol Johansson. I mean, a decade ago, everybody was doing this, seriously. And the good news is, with a minor tweak, it actually lines up with what you already know about how to perform a spiral wrap. So, yeah, give that a look-see. And those, my friends, were my picks for what comes next after you learn spiral wraps. Did I put your favorite one out there? Are there some other tricks that you can do once you learn spiral wraps that I didn't mention here? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about them. And right quick, a huge thank you, because this video would not be possible without the kind support of these amazing people right here. These are my Flow patrons over on Patreon, and they, along with the people listed down in the description, help to make this video and all the videos on this channel possible. If you would like to sign up to support my mission of bringing flow arts and poi spinning to the wider world and helping people connect with their brains and their bodies as creative individuals, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and signing up. There you can get early access to all of my content, as well as a say in what topics I tackle in the future, plus some other awesome rewards, such as a personal lesson that gets delivered to your inbox every week that is available only to my supporters. So go check that out. Please and thank you. Do you have a trick you'd like to see me do a What Comes Next video on? Please let me know down in the comments. I love taking your suggestions. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. I will leave a link to more videos like this one, playlist of them down in the description, as well as up on screen here if you are watching on YouTube. Please make sure to get outside and flow today. It's good for your brain and your body, and I will be back with a new video for you on Monday. Have a good weekend. Peace.